morning's U.S. Bank Economic 360, Midwest manufacturing. It has great potential for economic growth in our area. That's not always been the case. Jim Russell, U.S. Bank senior equity strategist, joins us now with some perspective on why local manufacturing is currently on the uptick. Good to have you with us, Jim.
Brian, good morning.
So we're seeing an increase in manufacturing. Why is that, and how strong is this trend?
Really, Brian, this has been underway for several years now. It's really been a combination of important things, and importantly, we think it's sustainable. Number one, the Chinese government has asked that China increase the wages of their workers. So by a wage standpoint, the United States looks a little bit more competitive. Secondly, the value of the U.S. dollar has been on the low side of any historical range in the last several years, and that is also a help to the exports. You can see that some of the manufacturing indices are heading up, and again, we don't think we're through with that move on the upside.
Is there anything specific you could point to about the Midwest, since it's doing so well in manufacturing as compared to other areas that aren't doing as well?
The Midwest has a lot of good things going for it. Number one, the population is fairly stable. Secondly, would also point to the fact that the Midwest is very much tied to the automobile manufacturing industry, the housing rebound, as well as maybe some fracking activity in North Dakota, South Dakota, and parts of Ohio that we've mentioned on the show in the past. You can see the manufacturing states have a much higher growth rate in job growth since 2009 is illustrated by the blue line. The red line are states, the improvement in employment that are maybe less manufacturing in their orientation. So, of course, this means job growth, and it means job growth for the state of Ohio.
Well, so much of manufacturing is now automated, so it doesn't mean that there is as many workers involved, although there's still a lot of manufacturing jobs. What does this mean specifically for Greater Cincinnati?
We've got a slide here exactly that points out for Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio just what the job growth has been over the last several years, and it's been far above the United States. You can see the employment change in manufacturing for Ohio, 8.9, which is very constructive. Indiana, Kentucky, and the United States at 4.5. So you can see that the tri-state area is way outperforming the rest of the United States. Again, a lot of this has to do with the automobile industry. It looks like we'll produce between 15 and 16 million vehicles this year, almost a record for any annual period. Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana being knee-deep in that type of manufacturing activity.
I know you focus on jobs a lot because that's where the rubber hits the road for most of us in the economy.
Well done.
Very, very well put. All right. We appreciate you, Jim, and U.S. Bank. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.